So 5 ways help you to speak English confidently. This topic is important for those who want to improve your speaking skill. Yeah. And for those who have studied English maybe for more than 2 or 3 years, 5 years or more than, some of you may up to 10 years, but you feel that you cannot speak English. And sometimes when you speak, you are nervous of speaking. You are afraid of speaking. So why? And what should we do to improve our speaking skill, to speak English confidently? Okay, maybe it not apply to only English speaking, but we can apply it to some other languages like Chinese, Japanese, Koreans, Vietnamese, maybe Thailand, whatever language that you learn and you want to speak it confidently. So what should you do? Okay, so I am going to share with you the 5 ways. So what are the 5 ways that will help you to speak English confidently? Okay, so the first one is know our topic. Everyone, and especially for those who have asked the question to me, speaking confidently here, maybe you can apply when you communicate or when you converse with people. For example, you are Cambodian or you are Thailand, you are Thai, whatever nations you are, that you are learning English, when you study English and when you want to speak English confidently, it is important to know what kind of topic you are going to talk about. So here it is easy to say that when you study at university and you are going to give a presentation. Yeah, so some of you maybe have been experienced studying at the university. Studying at university, we give a lot of presentation as compared to high school. Yeah, because when we go to study at university, we study specifically on some specific subjects. So one subject, like as my own experience when I am studying at my Buddhist college, yeah, I have a lot of presentation. Yeah, start from the first year. I have 6 to 7 subjects per semester, for one semester, and one teacher give 1 time to 2 times for the students to do a presentation. So we give a lot of presentation in our course. So let's say that we are going to give a presentation to our class at the university class. Yeah, maybe some of you are studying at high school or junior high school, secondary school, but that's why, because after graduate from your high school, so you are going to start your university. Maybe you can listen and you can have some idea, some experience that when you start your university course, you have some experience how to give presentations in English to your class or to your lecturers or teacher. Okay, like what I have mentioned, knowing our topic. It is very important to know what we are talking about. If you are going to give a speech, give a presentation without knowing the exact topic that you are going to talk about, so how can you prepare yourself? Yeah, what kind of thing, what kind of ideas or knowledge that you are going to share with your, maybe we can say with our audience, our friends or our teachers or lecturers. So what kind of topic that we are going to talk about? So knowing the topic is important for us. It is to prepare ourselves for our speech, for our presentation. So if we want to speak confidently, we need to know what topic we are going to talk about. Why we need to know the topic that we are going to talk about? When we know the topic, we have to do the research about it. Yeah, we have to do the research about it. For example, like one day my teacher gave me to talk about how to be a good child in the family. Yes, one of you have asked me how to be a good son or good daughter. Yeah, so when our teacher or lecturer give us a topic, how to be a good child in the family. So when we know our topic, so this is our topic. Yeah, our topic is how to be a good child. What is the quality of good child in the family? So we have the idea, oh, good child. Like we can respect our parents, we follow our parents' advice, we do something, we need to ask for permission from our parents when we going out with our friends, to let our parents know where we are. Yeah, maybe when we after class, we always come to our house directly, but one day we were invited to have maybe lunch or dinner with our friends, group of friends, so we cannot come home early, so we need to inform to our parents to let them know that we are going out with friends, something like this. So we need to know the topic, and then we do some research. We do the research about it. What is the quality of being a good child? Yeah. So knowing the topic is important for us to speak English confidently. Yeah. So this is a very first point, first way that will help us to speak. Like for me today, that I have been here to present you the way to speak English fluently, confidently. I have do some research, a bit research, even not a very long time, maybe just a few minutes. Yeah, so I can do some research and then I prepare what I am going to talk to you. So the first one is know the topic, and to know the topic in order to do some research, to have the idea what kind of ideas or knowledge that we are going to share with our friends, our teachers, or with our audience. Okay, so this is the first one. The second one is know our audience. Know our audience. Why we need to know our audience? To speak English confidently. Why we need to know our audience? You know, as I have mentioned that to me, when I speak to maybe the people or students who are younger than me, I feel more confident to speak it out. Yeah, but when I speak to the group of people who are older than me, I feel not so confident. Yeah, because sometimes I have not known it in advance. So, so what I am going to talk to them? What can they learn from me? So, knowing our audience is important because we are ready to prepare ourselves. Yeah, to prepare ourselves to give a speech to any group of people. Like I have raised example that if we give a presentation in the class to a group of our friends or our classmates, so we know already our audience. So we feel confident. Why we need to be afraid of speaking to our friends? We have studied with each other for years, for many semesters already, maybe a few semesters already. So we feel more confident when we know the audience. So it is important to know our audience to speak confidently. Okay, so these are the second way that can help us to speak confidently. We feel we can have the idea what kind of people that we are going to talk about or to talk with. Yeah, so it gives us the confidence to speak it out. Okay, we are ready for it, for our speech. Okay, first one is to know the topic because we need to do some research. Second one, to know the audience. And third one, what is the third one? The third one is to rehearse. To rehearse. What is rehearse? To rehearse means to practice. Yeah, to do it. For example, next week you are going to give a presentation to a class. The same, the topic is about the qualities of maybe good child in the family. So we have do a lot of research. We have read a lot of articles, maybe some article that related to the topic. We have research and we know exactly the group of people that we are going to talk to. The third one is to rehearse, to practice. You need to practice in advance. Yeah. For example, when you are at home, you just pretend that you are already at school, right? Like to me, I always rehearse, I always practice in advance before I go to give a presentation in my class. So I just imagine that in front of me are a group of students and my lecturers. And what should I talk first? For example, first, if I give the presentation in the morning, I just pretend that I am in a class. Yeah. And I say, first of all, I would like to pay my highly respects to maybe vulnerable, if he is a vulnerable lecturer. So most vulnerable, and very good morning to class, all friends. So how are you today? Have you had breakfast yet? So I ask some questions. Just practice, just rehearse. So imagine that we are in the class and we give the speech to a group of people. We need to practice in advance. So maybe once or two or three times, as much as you can. If you have 1 week to prepare for your speech, maybe you start to practice at maybe 3 days before your presentation. Maybe 1 day you give 1 time, you practice 1 time. The second day, you practice 1 more time, and the third day you practice 1 more time, and then you go to have the real presentation, the real speech. So when we practice, and not 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, or more, as much as possible, the more we practice, the more we feel confidence with our speech. Yeah, with our speech. If you want to be confident in your speech, you need to practice. Keep practicing, practicing, and practicing. It is very effective. It is very effective. The more you practice, the more you feel confidence when you speak out. Because you have do some research about your topic, you have known your audience, and you already practice it for a few times already. So when it is the time for you to give a speech, you will speak confidently. So believe me. Yeah. Believe me. If you feel that I always nervous when I give a speech, I feel not confident to speak it out. Okay, so follow the 5 steps that I am going to share, and now we come to the third step. Yeah, the first one, you need to know your topic, do some research about it. The second one, know your audience, who you are going to talk to, and the third one, rehearse. Or we can say that practice. The more you practice, the more you speak confidently. Okay, so let's move to the fourth one. After we rehearse and we have practice, so what is the quality of being confident when we give a speech? So the fourth one is to believe in ourselves. To believe in ourselves. Yeah, believing in ourselves is very, very important for us as a speaker. Like right now, I can give a speech to all of you. I feel confidence. I believe in myself. Yeah. Why? So some of you may say that, teacher, so how can we believe in ourselves? Okay, the previous 3 ways can help us to believe in ourselves. Many of us that feel nervous when we speak because sometimes we don't know the topic that we are talking about clearly. Maybe you just know, oh, this is my topic, but you don't do any research related to it. Like to me, before I give a speech, I do some research. Maybe I type on Google, like the quality of good child. So maybe appear many answers, but I try to choose what really went to me that I can talk about. Yeah, so we do some research already, and we know the audience, and we have been rehearsed or practiced for many times already. Yeah. So why we don't believe in ourselves? We need to believe in ourselves that we can do it. It is our time to talk to people. Even though we are in the class, and sometimes 1 or 2 lecturers are listening to us, that's okay. We just think that what we are going to talk is the topic that we are sure about, that we are clear about, that we have done some research. We present the right information to people. Yeah. So don't worry, even though they are experts in the topic that we are talking about, so it is fine. Maybe after our presentation, they can give us some idea. Yeah. They can give us some advice to improve it, so we will be able to learn from them more. So don't worry, just believe in ourselves. So the 4 ways that help us to speak English confidently is to believe in ourselves. Believe that we can do it. You need to believe it, and the more you practice to believe, you say the positive thought to yourself. Maybe usually to me, I just share with all of you, before I give a speech, even I speak to a group of my friends or my classmates, I always go to the bath, maybe to the restroom or somewhere that have no one there, and then I close my eye and I say that I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. So I tell myself that I can do it. Yeah. Why I need to say that I can do it? I need to tell myself that I can do it in order to make me believe in myself. If I say that, no, I cannot believe in myself, I cannot do it. So who gonna do it for you? No one, right? No one gonna do it for you. So we are the ones that going to give a speech. So that's why we need to believe in ourselves. Even though we do not believe in ourselves, no one will come and do the speech for us instead of us. We are the one that going to do it. Yeah. So we need to believe in ourselves. It is very important. It is very important. Yeah. And especially for those who wish to be, maybe to be a teacher, or you want to be a public speaker in the future. Yeah. I just share with all of you that believing in ourselves is important. And how to believe in ourselves, we need to be sure on the topic that we are talking about, and then we practice, we practice, keep practice and practice. Yeah. So this is the way that helps us to believe in ourselves. Okay? So get it, right? Okay. So now we have finished the 4 ways that can help us to improve, to speak English confidently. So maybe some of you have just come and go somewhere else. Maybe some of you just come at the moment. Maybe you are wondering, wow, so what topic is Vulnerable talking about? Vulnerable is talking about. Okay, so right now I am presenting to you about 5 ways to speak English confidently. Okay, 5 ways to speak English confidently. So what are the 4 ways that we have just mentioned? Everyone, have you remember that? Yeah, maybe some of you just, no, I just listen to you, I don't care what you are talking about. Maybe you just feel that, whatever, I just want to listen to your voice, I don't care what knowledge you are sharing to me. It may not good. Yeah, why? Because after my presentation or after my live video, maybe some of you get nothing from me, right? So that's why if you are in the class with me to study English, I suggest you to have books when you are listening to me. Why? Because when you are listening, you can jot down, you can write something down. So it is important. Why you need to write it down? Because our brain is not like a machine. It is not like a memory card. It is not like a computer memory that can remember for a long time. Yeah, maybe just a few days we start to forget it little by a little. So writing down is important. For example, like today, that you are listening to me, that I am sharing with all of you 5 ways to speak English confidently. Maybe you just write somewhere, maybe on the papers, or maybe some of you want to write it on the phone, but it is maybe a bit difficult to write on the phone because now you are watching, you use your phone to watch. Maybe it's hard, so maybe you can find some papers and pens to write down. So it is important for you. So writing has its power. It helps you to understand more, help you to remember more. Okay, so that's why I would like to suggest all of you to write the main point that I have just shared with all of you down, and maybe in the next day when you do a presentation or before you give a speech, you may read it, for a few times. So these are 5 ways that I have learned from Venerable Thoy about how to speak English confidently. So the first one, so the first one is to know the topic. The second one, to know the audience. And the third one is to practice. And the fourth one is to believe in ourselves. And the 5th one we are going to talk very soon. So this is important. Okay. So from now, if you have any question, you can start to write. If you have any idea, you also can start to write. I am going to give the last method that is the most important for you to be confident in speaking. And you are going to we are going to have a question and answer. I'm going to go through your comments and we can see if you have any comment. I will share some idea more with you. Okay, so hopefully all of you have remembered the last one that I have just shared with you. And if you are clever enough, maybe you can write it in the comment. What are the 4 ways that I have just mentioned to all of you? Maybe it like a kind of encourage me, admires me to feel that, you can write what I have said in the comments, so it is good. Also can help the other people to realize it, to read it, and they get some idea from us. Okay, so let's go to our last method, the 5th one, how to speak English confidently. Speak here we can refer to do a presentation or give a speech in the public. Wherever you do a speech, that is fine. It is applicable. Okay, so the 5th one, to be confident in our speaking is to speak more. Okay, to speak more. If you want, can you hear from me? The last method is to speak more. If you want to be confident in your speaking, you need to speak more. Why? Venerable just mentioned that it is the most important for us to speak confidently. Yeah, of course. Confidence is a kind of feeling that happens within us. If we want to reduce our fear, yes, or nervousness, when we speak, we cannot just sit and listen to other people who give a speech and then we improve our confidence. No way. There is no way to improve our confidence in speaking besides starting to speak. So the last method is give more speech. Give more speech. Do more presentations. Talk more to your friends. Talk more to our teachers or lecturers. Talk more to people whom we met. Yeah. For example, some of you may feel nervous, a bit nervous when you see the foreigner come and like some of like me too. When I see the foreigners come to in front of me and when I want to talk to them, I feel a bit nervous. What should I talk to them? So how can I start our presentation, our speech, our conversation? So do more. Yeah. You know, the first time I feel that I am afraid of speaking to foreigner, but from time to time that I speak to them, I feel more confidence. I feel that speaking to foreigner is not like what I thought. Yeah, I may thought that I cannot speak to them. They may not speak English that I can understand. No, the foreigner, they know who we are. We are we can say the second English learner or speaker. So, you know, usually when they speak to us, they speak slowly and they speak clearly as well. Maybe some of them, they just speak very fast, but just let them know, excuse me, sir, yeah, madam, can you speak slowly, please? Just tell them. And done very, this is the way that you can start to speak with the foreigners, maybe on the street or somewhere. You meet them. Yeah, but if we give a speech in the class or wherever we do a presentation, so give more speech will give us more confidence. Okay, give more speech will give us more confidence. So the more we speak, the more confidence we gain. Yeah, like some of you may think that, wow, why Venerable can speak English confidently? You know, I have speak English more than 10 years. I have learning English like since 2009 until now, 10, 11 years. Yeah, and I started to speak English when I start learning English. I started to speak English when I started learning English. So up to now, more than 10 years already that I have been speaking English. So that's why I feel that I gain more confidence when I speak English. And I can be here to share with all of you. Why? Because I give more speech. So that's why the last one, the fifth one that I would like to share with you is to give more speech, to gain more experience from it. Because the more we do the presentation, the more we speak, the more we have the idea how to change, how to speak it, how to improve our speaking skill. So these are the 5 ways that help us to speak English confidently. Okay, so let me just remind you again. Okay, so what are the 5 ways that will help us to speak English confidently? Okay, to speak English confidently. So the first one is to know the topic. To speak confidently, we need to know the topic. The second one, to know the audience. Who we are going to talk to. Yeah. And the third one is to practice. We need to practice. Yeah. Practice make perfect. The more we practice, the more we gain confidence. The first one is to believe in ourselves. We need to believe that we can do it. Last but not least, speak more to gain more experience. So these are the 5 ways that will help us to speak English confidently.